What up, KC? On the heels of yet another Kansas City Super Bowl victory, we have an awesome opportunity for you to broadcast your business to the local Kansas City market. We've created something called Kansas City Sports Company, which is a sports media hub for multiple live shows, all of which cover all the local Kansas City teams. Now, we have 30-second ad spots, 60-second ad spots, we have event sponsorships, studio sponsorships, show sponsorships, and much, much more. This is a great opportunity for you to start early with us and broadcast your business to a very dedicated, very enthusiastic Kansas City audience. Contact me or hit the Contact Us link on our website to learn more about this opportunity.
Now, welcome back to the show. Now, diving into our next topic, we're going to be discussing the recent comments that Jamar Chase said after Burrow called Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback in the league. He's the guy that we need to knock off. And then Chase, after he heard what Burrow said from one of the Bengals reporters, he's going to say, Pat who? Now, Lonnie, do you think that's bulletin board material for the 2022 MVP and 2022 Super Bowl MVP? And I'm gonna put an emphasis on both of those.
I
What?
first want to say, Jamar, it's the Pat that sent you home last year. It's the Pat that got 5 AFC championships. It's the Pat that got 2 Super Bowls. To your 1 AFC championship. But that's neither here nor there. It's definitely bulletin board material, being that we know that Pat is a bulletin board material guy, right? He really loves this type of stuff with the Burrow head type situation last year, with all of that talk and all of that rah-rah leading up to that game. I figured someone would help Jamar, tap him on the shoulder, maybe, and be like, "Hey, man, don't do that." Or I figured your homeboy, your left tackle, would have told you, maybe you don't want to do that. You don't want to poke the bear. But obviously he didn't. And I hope they apply it in front of Pat. Tag him in it 1,000,000 times so he sees it. So it becomes bulletin board material. But I think it definitely is bulletin board material. And this definitely solidifies that Bengals and Chiefs rivalry that we were just alluding to a couple of episodes ago. This is definitely the new rivalry of the new Chiefs Raiders. We hate each other. Period. Point blank. We don't like each other. If it's anything to do with the Bengals, we hate the Bengals. And if anything to do with the Bengals with the Chiefs, the Bengals hate us. And it's vice versa. And you can see that clear as day. When you talk to any of the Bengals about the Chiefs, it's a disdain, it's a taste, it's a distaste in their mouth, as it should be with the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they beat us several times in the regular season. We just avenged one of our losses in the postseason this year.
Postseason.
So it's definitely a rivalry. This is definitely the new Chiefs Raiders. And this is definitely the way I expect it to be. And I hope Mahomes, like I said, pins it up on his wall. I hope we tag him in it 1,000,000 times. I hope someone is asked him in the press conference today. I was going to watch the press conference before we got on to see if somebody asked him about it or bring it up. I hope they did. Next time he gets in front of a mic, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
they getting this today. They're not getting tripping off that.
Yeah, I guess I forgot about that. We did just see that they are getting that today. So it's really just like it's a fun comment, and it gives our guys something to play for, man. Like it's not enough of this in the league, right? We've seen it a little bit with Dylan Brooks. We don't see it a lot in sports anymore now. We need some villains, man. And maybe Jamar's trying to be a villain, but I got a superhero that might whoop his ass. So I want to stop.
it's just, it's just funny. Like, you think that Patrick Mahomes is the type of quarterback that will get the respect that he deserves in the league. I feel like you didn't see that a lot with Tom Brady when he was dominating over here. It was always respect. It was always about his competitiveness. It was always about his IQ and how smart he was on the field. It was always about how he was able to lead a group. And with Mahomes, I think it's a lot of guys that does it as well too. I'm not going to say that and be the guy out here saying like, or quarterback's not getting enough respect or nothing like that. It's like no, but it feels like maybe we're hearing it more because we're fans of the team and that content is what we have coming to our social media all the time, anything that's Chiefs related. So we see everything that's negative, positive, even in between just a little stat that's on a PFF ranking or anything like that. But it's kind of odd, man. Like You know, it's just weird. And I'm saying the same things I told you earlier this week because you showed me that. You was like, you see what Jamarr Chase just said? You know, Arrowhead Live just posted that. Like they were the ones who posted it on Instagram, and that's how we saw like that. Lonnie sent it from me, sent it over to me, and I was like, come on, bro, Pat who? I can understand that you're in a rivalry and everything like that, but you always respect the guy that's that guy in the league.
Absolutely.
This is a two-time MVP. This is a two-time Super Bowl MVP. This is a two-time champion. This is someone who has broken the total yards record. Regardless of being 17 games, he broke the total yards record. He is that guy, and then he beat you and the Eagles on one leg. Flat out.
Damn near with his arm tied behind his back.
Exactly. Like he had to do that, and then he lost 3 or 4 receivers in that game as well, too. And just to play it off like that, I think I'm just more frustrated that you try to play him like that for real. It is just a level of disrespect to where you gotta like respect the best in the game. I want to top him. I don't like him, but I want to top him though. I want to best him. Yeah, I bested us 3 times, but I think it's the frustration that they had a chance to tie up like Super Bowl wins to the Chiefs, even though we had one back in '69, of course. But like as of like this rivalry going right now, and then the players that we got, they all would have been tied with one championship ring, right?
Absolutely. They
So
had a chance to level the playing field.
exactly, and then be up on him 3-0 or 4-0 if they beat him in that AFC Championship game last year. So they would have definitely had that talk about who's really better. But that's overall as a team. That doesn't mean quarterback because you guys got the best weapons in the league. Jamar Chase, you cold. T. Higgins, you cold. We lost one of our weapons that was one of the best in the league, and we had to do it with Juju, our best tight end in the league, Kelsey, Hardman, who was hurt for most of the year, Sky Moore, who was a rookie, picked up Tony at the end of the year, and then MVS, who we had on a 3-year deal. But you know, that was like our third or fourth option on offensively. He wasn't going to be a number one option, right? But he's still solid. So it's just what you seen he done on the field with the left-handed throws, the just the flashiness and just getting the play off. We saw him with the little overhand to Clyde in the Tampa Bay game. We saw him do the little you know what I'm saying, the little in the Denver Broncos game. And all of that stuff is just like backyard ball, right? And I know a lot of people don't like it. They feel like it's gimmicky or whatever. But this is someone who knows the flow of the game. He feels it. He's not doing that just to show off and be flashy.
This is
That's
really him.
like when you're at the gym and you hooping, but you hoop so much and you're just able to get those weird type of layups off, those shots, those weird dribble moves to where you're able to get past the guy. That's what he brings to football because I didn't see it before too. Like even when we're out and we're playing outside with our friends and how we just able to like pull some bull off in that in that spot of the game when you're playing against each other and you're able to get some off. That's the type of ball he plays, but he plays it for fun and he understands how to utilize it. He knows when to do it at the right time. So I definitely understand, you know, the frustration with people on that, but it's just weird to hate on a guy like that, man. It's really weird to hate on a guy like that. So I mean, we're not gonna put any more time into it. I just wanted to bring this up because it did build a lot of frustration. Cause it's why you just putting more fuel on the fire.
Why poke the bear? Poke the
You
bear, man.
poke the bear,
Like why?
and he gonna hold on to that until that week 17 game, up all the way into January again,
Exactly.
and
And
then
because I hope if we
they
don't
want
let
their
us see
get
you in the
back.
playoffs, they're gonna play the clip. They're gonna play the clip up until the
Look,
game. Now, Jamar Chase, you did this to yourself.
look, because this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna get their get back. They're gonna win in January, and then y'all gonna see each other again, probably in the AFC Championship game, and then they're gonna lose again. This is gonna be tied 3-3. And then if he has a chance to win another Super Bowl,
Like, what are we
he
even
got
talking about
3
anymore?
to
Like, what are
0.
we even
It's just
talking
stop
about?
talking. And then you're gonna put yourself on. Then it's gonna be like, oh yeah, you really got to be quiet now. You really can. We really can't say that. You can't.
Because we really shouldn't even be talking to you now.
KC fans, all I want to say is just let's act like we've been there before. Let's stop trying to
For real.
entertain all of those arguments. Not for real. Because we're feeding into that attention that they want. They want. That's how they get people. We got to be used to that.
Yeah.
We can't be.
That is true.
We
That's
can't
very
fall
true.
for the trap. We can't fall for the trap
Yeah.
because that's what they want.
Get used
And
to winning.
they're gonna. I'm sorry, they're gonna consider us acting like Patriots fans. I see what they're saying now. I see exactly what they're saying now. I got a friend who's a Patriots fan. He was messing with them before the next repeat that they had. I understand now, bro. I understand. You just can't talk. You gotta talk within fans now. You gotta talk with people who's on our level. We can't entertain that. And it's no disrespect to the Bengals at all. We just can't entertain that. They're gonna make us fall for it. But let's go ahead and jump on to our last topic of the evening. Clyde Edwards-Helaire finally spoke out about his frustration about not playing in the Super Bowl, and he said he expected to play in that game. He was acting as Devontae Smith on the scout team and was playing a lot of receiver in those practices as well, leading up to the Super Bowl. After the win, Clyde, he did not go to the parade because of his frustration, of course. And he went to a New York fashion show where he showed off a fur coat called Daniel Leather. So how do you feel about CEH not, most recent thoughts and not playing in that last Super Bowl win? Because, as a player, you definitely want to be a part of that when we was a part of that loss against Tampa Bay.
So unfortunately, I'm not surprised that Clyde didn't play in that game. Unfortunately, just because the Clyde had so many injuries down the stretch, and we know that playing with Andy Reid, he wants you to be available down the stretch, really, and playing in those meaningful games. He wants to be able to see some repetition before just throwing you in one of the biggest games of the year. So it really didn't surprise me. Now, if Clyde would have played a little bit more in like the divisional game or in week 17, he would have flashed or something, then maybe I would have said yeah, but Clyde wasn't really playing. He wasn't playing or really making an impact or even getting touches around the time we were about to start the playoffs. So I couldn't see him just coming in and getting 30 snaps in the Super Bowl. Like, there was no way that you possibly thought that was going to happen. You probably thought you would get 1 or 2 snaps in there, but that wasn't that might have been likely. And because Andy is known for using players that have been hurt, it's like secret weapons, right? Like if they come back from injury, he'll use them kind of like as a secret weapon in different type of way. I really couldn't see like that happening with Clyde, being that we were so hot down the stretch with Pacheco and McKinnon was so hot out the back receiving. It was, I didn't really see him playing ever. It really didn't surprise me. Now, you said what?
Ronald Jones didn't even get to play.
Yeah, Ronald Jones didn't play either. Yeah, so but I feel like he still left his impact on the game. No, he still he was still able to make an impact on us, regardless. Being able to play Devontae Smith for us on the scout team was just as impactful as him playing for us on Sunday against the Eagles. That was just giving looks, being that extra body that we really needed. So I feel like he still played a part. And now to speak to the Daniel Leather part, he said it was a prior obligation. When I was just watching the podcast, when I was not watching the podcast, I was watching the press conference. He said it was a prior obligation. He said he wasn't raised by his mom and father to not fulfill obligations that he already promised or that he already said he would fulfill. So he said that's why he did miss the parade. But
that's a horrible excuse.
I say BS because you don't miss the parade here. Like you got Jokic said today. He said, I said I want to go home for parade. He said, fuck that. I want to stay for parades. I love parades. So you love parades, man. I mean, shit, that's what we do here. We go to parade. Like, we win championships. It's the biggest thing in the world. There's nothing else bigger than that. No fucking fashion show. No, nothing outweighs that.
I'm just mad. He just tried to use that mama and daddy.
Yeah, that's what I swear.
Yeah, everybody always want to use that, bro, when they trying to like make themselves look better for something. And I'm not even like coming at you though, Clyde, for real. It's just the point that okay, you had a prior obligation. I just won a Super Bowl, not doing nothing. I lost the first one, but I was hurt this year. I'm going to the Super Bowl parade. Hit me up for the next fashion show. It ain't that serious. I'm an NFL player, bro. I don't care about none of that. Because it's things like that that shows that you're for the team. Doing that, they're going to remember that when it comes up. That's why your fifth year option was declined. I'm going to just put it out there right now. We can say he didn't live up to the numbers that he put up as a number one draft pick, number one pick for us. I mean, he didn't because his first year with us was the best year, but he had a total of 1,000 yards that season. He just had 803 on the ground. The next year he had 517, but he dealt with the injury at the end of the season, and then in last year he had 302 total rushing, but at the same time, he dealt with injury all year, but he was effective. He was scoring touchdowns, and he was getting the ball. He was getting in the end zone. He was making significant plays throughout that time. It's just you decline each year due to injury. So with you being our number one pick in 2020, we needed you to just be a team player when it mattered. We understand we got Isaiah Pacheco. We start giving him more touches and everything like that. But you didn't get healthy up into the playoffs. You just got healthy for the Super Bowl. So we're gonna throw you out there when these guys have a rhythm, and it ended up playing into our favor and we win in the Super Bowl. You be happy, you be proud of that, you be as excited going into that parade as well too, because it not only you don't only show them what you do on a skill level, but you gotta show them like your behavioral and mental skills as well too. You gotta
As
show
a
them
teammate.
as a teammate, you gotta show them that did not let me down. I'm not emotional. I am a man. I can handle that. I understand what I was not able to provide this season, and I had to let the guys who stepped up and took my place take over the helm and do what they did, which they did in the Super Bowl. Prior
When,
obligation,
when,
nothing. You,
when you,
hey, when you play for the Kansas City Chiefs, you're playing into deep January.
yeah,
So if you was healthy, and say if that obligation was on a playoff weekend, are you going to that game? Are you going to that fashion show?
yeah, like you said, when you put it like that, it definitely makes me look at Clyde's character a lot different. It definitely makes me look at that fifth year option situation a lot different because it's like you said, it's really bigger than that, right? It's put being able to put the team before self, right? And this is a team sport. It takes 11 guys, 22 to be exact, to really win that championship and secure it and lock it
You
down. So to
you
be
lost.
and that's really 53, right? It takes every man on the roster to really make a successful Super Bowl team. So for you to not show up for all 53 in that moment, it says a lot.
You
When that was
lost in
a celebration of a team.
you lost in 2020. You won it in 2022. Even your boy Devin Bush said he doesn't know why in the first Super Bowl when they were playing two man high, why we didn't run the ball more because Clyde would have killed him. He did it in the NCAA championship game. We know what he was capable of. We got him because we know he's a good receiving back out the field as well too. Honestly, he doesn't have that breakaway speed that I like, but he is elusive. He can break tackles and he does get the first down. He is phenomenal when he is healthy. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Absolutely.
I get angry when he was on the goal line and he's that short and he doesn't get in with that 1 yard, with that 1 inch. Yeah, that's frustrating. But you do move the chains when we do need you to. Like you do get those first downs. You do catch the ball pretty well. You are able to like get loose on the first guy and then get upfield. You have all of that. It's just you show weakness to me in that perspective right there. You showed them that upsetted you. I would have said like that ain't nothing, young bull. It's gonna be me and you. I'm not even gonna get offended off of that. You got me my first ship. I didn't get to win in 2020 in my rookie season, but you did. I'm
Now I gotta
proud
get
of you.
mine. Now I gotta get mine.
But you got me mine, even though I had to
Yeah.
do nothing.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, they would much rather have Pacheco and Clyde instead of Pacheco and McKinnon. I'm gonna say this off rip because of age. McKinnon is 30 and moving up. Once you hit that 30 mark, you start declining.
Yeah.
He was already dealing with injuries before as well too.
Exactly.
So
But he's
we want
outplayed Clyde.
Clyde is 24 years old.
Exactly.
You're young, bro. We got you for a long time, and then we got Pacheco too, who's a year two under you. Come on, dog. We want that. You had to show that you're tough. All right. You weren't going to get a fat contract anyway. Let's be honest. Just with your size, you're not playing like CMC and none of them. You
The running back
pay.
market is
The
diluted.
runner
It's
is
horrible.
diluted. It's horrible. It's not. It's not good right now. So you weren't going to get paid like that. So honestly, I could have seen us give you like a 2 or 3 year extension if you played up to health. If you honestly kept that 803 and above, because that first year, not only did he have 803, but he had about 100, 200 over the air as well. That made him over 100, well, over 1,000 yards total, which we like and which is great in this offense because we're a passing team anyway. So you're getting yours in all aspects. So you're a weapon. You just had to keep that mindset of staying up. But those comments, I think he just played it off well to where we couldn't get as mad as him at him. The prior obligation, I think he played that very well. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I think he played that very well, and he did what he needed to do to where the fan base wouldn't be as mad. But that's it. So it's all good. Just come out and have a better year this year, bro. Show me that you can step up and be what we need. I'd rather have all three of you instead of all two of you because
Exactly.
that will be a lovely backfield. You got Pacheco, who's that young, energetic uh horse who keep on going. Clyde is your smaller, elusive guy who can just break tackles at any time, get loose in open field just because of his size. And McKinnon, one of the best receiving backs in the league, period, was leading them with 7 touchdowns this season. So it's just we got a lot of things that we can do with them in that backfield, and we can be the only backfield that feature a $3 million backfield. So we'll see how that go. We'll see how it go. Not that much, and that's tough for what they
Exactly.
got. But anything else you gotta say before we get out of here?
Nothing else, man. We wish Clyde the hell. We wish Clyde the best and healthy.
Yeah,
Like we said before, the best. We need to slogan that right. The best ability
it's
is
available.
availability.
Yeah,
Availability. Clyde, come on, man. Tune in to Chiefin
yes,
with Daily
sir.
Dale. We say it all the time. You
Yes,
have to
sir.
be available. If you're available, you are on this roster. You can make an impact. As long as you're available, you're gonna earn your keep here. I'm telling you.
And y'all can always come on here and tell me if I'm wrong. I'm willing.
Hey, me too.
Let me know. It's cool. I had that conversation because I want to see the perspective of what's going on over there anyway. Tell us what we don't know on the inside. Tell us if it's really you getting played. I want to hear. I hear everybody out. But that's all we have for this episode of Chiefin with Daily Dale. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. KC Sports Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Dale E. Fowler on Twitter. Dale Fowler Jr. on Facebook. Dale_Dale39 on Instagram. And then Lonnie think underscore LONNO underscore Twitter, and then
Yeah.
underscore LONO on Instagram. I
And
got it
yes,
down.
absolutely,
I
absolutely.
got
Yep, all of them.
it.
Yep, and we still get everything together, y'all. Still, my baby's be here in August, so I'm still rambling, getting everything to the house. By the time August get here, I'm gonna get some time to settle down, settle in. I'm gonna be right for the podcast,
you
like Dale
might see
said. I
him.
might be.
You might see him in a you might see him in a hospital during the show.
Yeah, so yeah, you never know. Yeah, broadcasting from there, y'all. So like, man, we getting it all done, but I'm gonna get everything up and running. But yeah, for sure, I appreciate all the love. We appreciate all the support. And just stay messing with us. Stay tuned in, y'all. We
Yeah,
gonna
stay
keep
tuned
bringing it to
in.
y'all.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned in. We'll talk to y'all at our next one. See you next time.